Hi, I'm Dr. Sujay, and welcome to Live with Sujay, headliners of hope, headliners of people on the East End who are doing things. And today I am so excited for my new friend, Victoria Schneps of Dance Papers. Welcome.
My pleasure to be here. Congratulations on your show. It's not easy.
Thank you. No, and you know, because you have a story, Schneps Media,
Yes.
your founder, CEO. You started
No,
as
I'm not the CEO. My son is the CEO. I'm just the
Josh.
president now.
That's right, president. Yeah, and I met Josh, who's wonderful.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the honors that you've done for me and so many. We were just in Dance Papers last week, actually, for a show that we do at LTV called Celebration of Black Culture. And your coverage was so important. So tell us, you started as a teacher, and there's a daughter, Lara. So tell us kind of how you got into media from teacher to mother of Lara. Tell us the story of your beginnings.
Well, you know, it's life is, I call, a great adventure.
Yes.
And for me, from the time I was in second grade, I wanted to be a teacher because I loved Mrs. Boroff, my second grade teacher.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And so I did, in fact, become a teacher, and I got my master's degree, and I taught. And my first child came after 5 years of marriage.
Yes.
To great excitement and joy. And Lara was born and turned blue in the nursery hours after her birth.
My goodness.
And they discharged her saying she's fine. But within a few weeks, I noticed her twitching of her eyes.
Yes, yes.
And when I first told the pediatrician, he said, "Oh, you're just a nervous mother because it's my first child."
Yes.
And I said, "All right." But when she went for her 3-month checkup, the doctor saw the glittering of her eyes.
Yes.
And he said, "Those are seizures. You've got to get her right off to the hospital."
Oh, my goodness.
And from his doctor's office, we went right to the hospital. And so began the journey to see what was causing the seizures.
Yes.
And that was about a year's journey of the hospitals on Long Island, the hospitals in Manhattan.
And you were living in Queens at the
I
time?
was living in Bayside.
Bayside.
And I just, you know, I'm a cockeyed optimist. I just couldn't believe anything terrible could happen. But finally, one of the pediatric neurologists sat us down after about a year's journey and all kinds of medications
Sure.
and daily nurses with shots and my poor Lara. But we were hoping for a cure.
Yes.
And he told us after this meeting, "You've got to come to accept that she will always be a 3-month-old developmentally. She'll grow, but she will mentally only have the capacity of a 3-year-old."
Wow.
So, you know, you fall off the seat, you cry and you scream
Right.
and you say, "Why is this happening to us?" But then you pick yourself up.
Catch your
And
breath
then
and
we have
say,
to, right. We had to find out what to do to help her.
Yes, yes.
And we began a search, and we found a place on Staten Island called Willowbrook.
Yes.
Because they had just built an infant rehabilitation center after a big scandal in the 60s with Robert Kennedy.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it was a place of hope because they offered physical therapy and occupational therapy. The only one in the region. Even we looked out of state. We even looked in Denmark. Someone said there's something great there.
Yes.
But I couldn't part with my child.
Of course, that was your
It was
child.
too far.
Yes, yes.
And so with a lot of trepidation but hope, we brought Lara to Willowbrook. And, you know, I had a lot of friends who I lived in a vertical city of apartment houses.
Yes.
And, you know, when I brought Lara there, they came to me and they said, "You know, Vicki, there but for the grace of God go I. How can we all help you?"
Is that when work was formed?
And that's how we started the Women's Organization for Retarded Children, which is now a passé word.
Yes.
But we started in my living room, this organization, and I visited Lara every week. So they had volunteers coming, my little organization of Power Women, and then we went to raising money for Willowbrook.
Oh, my goodness.
But within a year of Lara's being there, Governor Rockefeller slashed the budget.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Now, is
Lara
this preceding when Geraldo Rivera went?
Well, I'm coming to
Okay,
that.
all right.
So what happened is that Lara needed to be fed. She
Yes.
needed to be diapered.
Sure.
She couldn't sit up. She needed a wheelchair. She needed total care. And when they started slashing the budget, we as WRC, our women's group,
Yes.
began marching and picketing.
Okay, okay.
Bring back the funds
Yes.
was our motto. But nobody listened until a cub reporter by the name of Geraldo Rivera
My
was
goodness.
snuck into Willowbrook by one of the doctors there. And he did an expose
Yes, he
that
did.
turned everyone's head.
Wow.
You know, I could still picture him on the steps of one of the buildings. And he said, I could show you the pictures of the people. I could let you hear the moaning.
Yes.
But how do I describe the smell?
Oh my goodness. Oh my
That's,
goodness.
you know, my
And I
daughter,
remember seeing it. How
but-
old was Lara
so Lara was just 2 years old. She was a
Wow.
baby. And,
Mm.
you know, at that point, you know, when things, you know, were going so badly, we took Lara home, but we filed a federal class action lawsuit.
My goodness.
My husband was a lawyer, Murray Schneps,
Yes.
and he felt that this place could never be good. Don't want the return of the funds. We want it closed.
Yes,
And
yes.
Geraldo very bravely came back week after week and
Mhm.
interviewed me I don't know how many times.
Yes.
And my husband, and we appeared with Barbara Walters on TV and all the shows
yes, yes.
because for them it was a one-time story. For Geraldo, he stayed with the story.
He did, and that changed everyone's lives.
Well, what
yeah.
really changed everyone's lives was the fact we won the
The
federal
federal
class action lawsuit.
Wow.
And that meant
Congratulations.
that the state had to close Willowbrook
Mm-hmm.
and in its place, open group homes all around the region.
In fact, my first church, I was a pastor, Judd House for the developmentally disabled was the new term.
That's
was
right.
one of the group homes, and we had 12.
Where was that? What
It was on Manhattan, Oliver Street, down near Chinatown, Chatham Square.
Mm-hmm.
Was as a result of your lawsuit. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
So, you know, that has changed forever how
Mhm.
people with special needs are treated.
Yes.
And, you know, child like Lara that needed 24/7 care.
Yes.
This was a great alternative to have her in the community near my home. We had a house. We actually couldn't find a house because she was in a wheelchair.
Okay.
So
they
we found an
had.
apartment
Oh my goodness.
because the apartment was accessible.
Yes.
And
What a
so we
difference.
opened up, my group of ladies said, we redid our charter, and we said, we'll be providing group homes. And we opened the very first group home for children coming out of Willowbrook. But
Wow. And where
the
was that?
neighbors didn't like it. It was
Where?
in Little Neck, Queens.
Oh my goodness. And they fought against it?
Well, not only that, I had death threats. People
What?
got so crazy about us coming into the community. I had Schneps license plates.
Yes.
I had to take my license plates off.
Oh my goodness. So fast forward though, then you start covering Queens weekly.
Well, I saw Geraldo's impact. You know,
Yes.
I then went on to have 3 more children.
Oh my
And,
goodness.
you know, having
Beautiful.
4 blessings in my home, I could not be a teacher anymore. You
Yeah.
know, punch a clock, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I had never forgotten Geraldo's impact. And in the back of my head, I said, someday I'd love to be in the news business
Oh my
and have
goodness.
the impact like Geraldo did.
So was your first a weekly paper, Queen's
So
Courier?
I in my living room, I
Mhm.
started a paper called the Queen's Courier,
Yeah.
which was in Bayside, and we covered Bayside, Whitestone, College Point.
Yes.
But I had a partner to start. He was a newsman.
Okay.
You know, my degree is in teaching. I never took a
Yes,
journalism course. I
yes.
never took a business course.
So partnership is important.
Well, it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he was a political editor of the Daily News, and I come from community advocacy. So we used to fight every week as to what content would go in the paper.
Sure.
Because we wrote every article, he and I, and we
Yeah.
took every picture.
Yes.
And his son was the one who distributed it, so we kept it close.
Wow.
And we would fight every week.
I love it.
I got the courage after about, I think it was almost 2 years.
Yes.
And I said, you know, John, can I buy you out?
Mm.
And we loved each other. He was born
Yes.
on my birthday, March 10th.
Okay.
So we really had a bond. And I just felt, you know, he had other papers in a story
Right.
and he had another one. So he says, well, if you really want that, I said, yes. And I hired another retired daily newsman.
I love it. I love it. So now we know Dan's papers out here, but Schneps Media is a media force. It's number 1 in the New York State and number 100 in the country. Is that?
Well, we have 101 media outlets now. We started with
Okay.
1 in my living room, and now we
Okay.
have 101.
Oh my goodness, I love it. And that consists of digital
Print.
events, print.
We have webinars, we have podcasts.
And your podcast is now Power Women. Is that
Right.
one of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have Power Women working with you at Willowbrook to change things, and now Power Women that you interview weekly on your podcast. We had some pictures from her exciting career because there's so many events that you've just been monumental. Can we see some of those pictures, Zach? And you can kind of now tell us. That's with Mayor Eric Adams. So tell us what we're seeing
so
here.
that was my 20th anniversary of our Power Women.
Okay.
And Eric invited us to Gracie Mansion.
How wonderful
And
is that?
so it was really our wonderful time to have the women come into the Gracie Mansion and the mayor give them this beautiful proclamation. It was a joyous night.
And the
He's
next
been a
photo?
great friend.
Okay, so who's this?
Oh, well, this is last week when I saw, we had a press conference about our Chefs of the Hamptons event that we were
Yes.
raising money to the Salvation Army to help the victims in Texas. You know, it was such a terrible
It
tragedy.
really was.
And walking down the street in Main Street in Southampton was Robert Kraft,
Oh my
the owner
goodness.
of the Patriots.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And
Okay.
at that moment, the photographer caught me. I said, he said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, we're raising money for the victims of the terrible tragedy in Texas. And would you like to make a donation?" And he said, "Okay, I'll go donate $10,000." That was the moment he said $10,000.
Oh, I would smile too. What's our next shot,
Right.
Zach? All right. So this
Oh,
is
and
the
there's
two forks.
Yes, we do this Taste of the Two Forks. We're going to big piece of our business are events,
Mm-hmm.
and we do these wonderful taste events through Dance Papers.
Okay, and that's out in the Hamptons.
That's in the Hamptons, and we're doing one in East Hampton every August. We do it at the Clubhouse in East Hampton,
Oh,
and we're going to be doing it at the RGNY Winery
Okay.
up in Baiting Hollow. So that's why we call it the Taste of the Two Forks,
I
because
love it.
the North
Yes.
Fork and the South Fork.
Okay,
We
what's
bring
our
them all
next photo
together.
there? I love it. Oh, this is one of your power.
Yep, that was one of our Power Women events. In
Yes.
fact, this one is in Southampton. We do it at the Father Alex's church.
Oh, okay, at the Muse.
At the
Okay.
Muse, right in
Oh, how
Southampton.
beautiful. I was at, so that's you
Oh,
and
there
I
you
at
go.
your Palm Beach one.
Yes, wasn't that fun?
It was absolutely fun. And look at you, always ravishingly beautiful.
Well, that's the fun,
Yes.
well, that's very kind, but that's the fun of dressing up for all these wonderful occasions, right?
Okay, yes. So what's our next one, Zach? Oh, these are great. I want to come to the one that you're having in East Hampton. So
Well,
that's your paper last week that we were in. The next one, Zach, also has the
yes.
coverage of our LTV event, Celebration of Black Culture.
Oh,
So that's
great.
us. So thank you for your coverage.
Well, listen, that's what we're about.
Mm,
This is where our niche is,
Yes.
the community. Our
Yes.
theme is, and I started this from day one.
Yeah, what's your
We're
theme?
all about you.
And we feel it.
So we have to have you in the paper. We have to
Yes.
have what you're doing in the paper. That's, I think, how we flourished.
Yes,
These 40 years, it's our 40th anniversary
Wow, 40 years.
of Schneps Media, but
Oh.
it's 65th anniversary of Dance Papers.
Oh my goodness.
So, whoever says print is dead, print is very much alive and well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have all the fuel for it. So I ask my guests often, A plus B plus C equals your success. What's your A, B, and C?
Hard work, hard work, hard work, and passion.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And you really are about the you that you talk about. We're all about you.
Yes.
Hard work. What's a typical week like for you? I won't even ask a day because your days run into
I'm
days.
laughing because yesterday I had 4 different events in one day.
Oh my goodness.
So the morning started with Andrew Cuomo coming to the Hampton Synagogue speaking.
Yes,
And that was at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Then at 12, I was off to the polo
Yeah.
games in Bridgehampton at friends Ken and Maria Fischel.
Yes.
They give their property for polo for, raising money for charities, for causes. And then from there, the Parish Museum, one of the great institutions of the Hamptons,
Yes.
right there on Montauk Highway and
Mhm.
Watermill, had their gala. And
You
it
did
was,
all that in one day.
this is just yesterday.
Just yesterday. Oh my goodness.
Wait a second, I wasn't finished. So
Oh,
from
no.
from the gala of the Parish House, I just stayed for the cocktail party.
I love it.
I went off to the beautiful designer home that Southampton Hospital was raising money. You come and
Yes.
you look at the house, made
Yes.
magnificent. Every room has a different designer.
Uh-huh.
And so that was, a culmination of the day.
Yes.
And then I came back, and picked up my grandson who was joyously with me for the weekend.
Okay.
And
I
we
love
went to
it.
East Hampton to catch a bite, and then back to Quiog, where I live.
Oh my goodness.
That was
So
on
that was just
Sunday.
yesterday
Right.
on Sunday. Oh my goodness. Well, I was honored at your Bronx Power Women,
Hmm.
and I also came down to your Palm Beach one. And one of the things is, first of all, you make us feel like queens.
You are.
And that we are. And it's so much fun. It's delightful. Every event that I've been to is always delightful and a lot of fun. So, what gives you your inspiration, and then what keeps you going for this hard work, hard work, hard work?
Well, I think I said that hard work, but
Yeah,
I love what I do and I
sure.
do what I love.
I
And
love what I do, and I do what I love. That's a quotable moment. Hashtag.
well, it really, I can't separate my work from my love of
Yes,
my
yes.
life. And, at this stage in my life, I am a widow, so I don't have kids to run home to.
Right, right.
So
Yes.
it gives me the opportunity to do what I want when I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I love is meeting the wonderful people like you
Yes.
who make such a difference in our communities.
Thank
And that's
you.
what we're about. My theme being we're all about you.
Right.
It is you who makes a difference every day.
Yes.
And our mission in our media, all of our media, all 101 outlets have one mission,
Mm-hmm.
talking about you and what you do and
Wow.
enrich our communities that we live in. And I
Yeah.
think that's really been our key to success in media.
I think so too. You've been very generous also with your support of people and raising funds for people. That's also very important as well. I tell my kids, I love the life I live and I live the life I love. So you can shed a few tears, but say she enjoyed her life. This is one of my happy places. So I go between Harlem and the Hamptons, Sag Harbor specifically. And we have just a wonderful village where we celebrate ourselves and have some time away from the frenetic part, but also time to refuel so we can help people, which is my passion, to find the unsung heroes, those who don't get the attention in the media, and shine the light on them and honor them.
Well, we have two things that we love to have people do.
Mhm.
One is I started a page called Happy News.
Okay.
So people who have anniversaries, birthdays,
Yes.
celebratory things
Mhm.
happening, they could send them, it's free. They could
Yes.
send us their photo and a caption
I love
about
it.
what happened because Happy News is very important to
It
us.
is. It is.
And then the other part is that we do a monthly column called Acts of Kindness. People
I
who
think
just
I've
give
seen that.
back
Yes.
and just do something because they want to give back and be kind to someone else.
Yes. Yes.
And that to me is what our communities are about, giving back.
And what's Victoria's Secrets? I've seen that column. What is that?
Oh, I started that as a lark, like a little girl with a diary.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
when I was a kid, I had a diary.
I did too.
And
I had one that had a little lock on it too.
right, you remember?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, I love those.
absolutely.
Yes.
And so about 25 years ago, I went to the Democratic Convention.
Yes.
My daughter lived in LA and it was there. And we
Yes.
were invited. It was the year that
Al Gore was running. I was there
and Joe
too.
Lieberman was, and
Mhm.
being Jewish, the
Yes.
fact that a Jewish man
Yes.
could become vice president of the United States was enormous. And I had the opportunity to go to the convention and I wrote about it.
Oh, I
And
love
my
it.
editor said, this is good. Keep writing.
Yes.
I haven't stopped since.
I love
I don't know
it.
what year that was.
It was 80, it was somewhere around 88, 90, because I bought my first St. John when I was in LA because I was on the beach in Sag Harbor. I was working for Clinton the years prior to that. So I get a call from Al Gore's office. We need you at the convention to talk. They were talking about President's Initiative on Race. I was on the beach. I said, well, I don't have any clothes to be on the stage tomorrow. They said, come. I went down Rodeo Drive and saw the St. John's shop. It was a maroon outfit and it fit me. It was waiting for me. I
love it.
walked out on that stage. I was like, here I am, but yeah, we were at the same convention.
Well, it's funny how things like that stick in your mind. The dress that you
Yes.
found. Well, I remember that was the moment I began my column, and I just kind of write like a little girl about what I did.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I do it for myself, but other people seem to enjoy it too.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
live my life vicariously.
That's it. But storytelling is really kind of how we get everyone's attention. So you tell your story through your secrets. So that's awesome. That's awesome. What's a highlight for you at this season of life? Certainly there are many, but at this season of life, what's a highlight for you?
When my grandchildren come
I was
to
getting ready.
visit.
I knew you were going there. Yes. How many do you have?
6.
Wow.
and I was just blessed with them visiting me, and I bought a kayak. I love kayaking.
Okay.
But I bought one of those inflatable ones,
Yes.
and I figured, you got to have reasons for the kids to come. They're teenagers.
Exactly.
And so they launched the kayak this weekend, and I got it on video.
Oh, I love
I'm,
it. So what's the age range of your grands?
so the youngest one is 10. She's going into 5th grade.
Okay.
And the oldest is going into his 2nd year at Duke University.
Oh, okay.
I'm very proud of
Congratulations.
him.
You should be. You should
He's a
be.
very hardworking young man and with a big heart.
Yes.
He volunteers consistently at Life's Work, the organization I started.
Really?
The name of the organization
Mhm.
is Life's Worth. In fact, Geraldo Rivera and Bill O'Reilly are coming to my backyard.
Oh my
I
goodness.
do a party every year in my backyard to raise money for Life's Work.
Okay. Well,
And that
put me on
organization
that
I
list.
started
Yes.
was, in my living room,
Mhm.
same sofa.
Yes. Yes.
Same sofa I started my newspapers, I started my Life's
Isn't that
Work.
amazing? So it's moved with you.
It has. And in fact, when I moved and I had no room, I gave it to my daughter. I said, we can't get this sofa away. It's historic.
Exactly.
But the fact is I do the fundraising party
Mm-hmm.
because we're starting a program. The organization I started in my living room is now a $70 million agency.
Oh my goodness.
We operate about 50 group homes and day programs.
Really?
And have really impacted the community. In fact, we have one up in Harlem.
Really? Okay.
And we have group homes in Queens,
Mm-hmm.
Nassau, Suffolk,
Okay.
and day programs in Garden City, where our headquarters,
Wow. So all
And-
throughout New York.
all through New York. And that organization I started, now we have these group homes. We're going to start a thing called workforce programs.
Yes. Yes.
Because many of the young people, once they turn 21 or 23,
Right.
there's no schooling. They're
Right.
left at home with nothing to do.
And they sit there all day. Exactly.
So we're going to start a workforce program
I love it.
where we can get them to be the most that they can be. So one of our board members has a cafe in a building,
That's
an
amazing.
office building, and they can work there folding the napkins.
Yes, of course.
And they can help clean the tables.
Of
So they
course.
can be the most that they can be is our goal.
I love that.
So
That
we got Bill O'Reilly and Geraldo Rivera leading the way to raise money.
okay, because they do a column in your paper each week, right?
So what happened was Bill O'Reilly
Yeah.
lives in Manhasset
Yes.
and Montauk.
Okay.
And I knew that.
Mhm.
Geraldo had introduced, because Geraldo and I have been friends now 50
Oh
years.
gosh, has it been that long? That's
70,
amazing.
he came to Willowbrook, I think it was in 71.
I remember it so vividly on the news because I was going into junior high school then, but
Mhm.
it was, it was the story that changed lives.
Well, that's
Wow.
what impacted me to want to be in the news business, when
Yes.
he showed us the power of the press to really kind of, there was a groundswell of support for us.
Mhm,
And even
mhm.
though it was the lawsuit
Yes.
that ultimately changed everything, Geraldo's reporting got everybody going together, working towards a cause and helping us.
And because we
lift
could
off.
see it. We could see it.
Yes, it was remarkable.
It was.
So, that friendship with Bill, I knew he lived in Manhasset.
Oh, right.
And when I bought the papers in Manhasset, I called him and I said, I need a good columnist to write about, maybe I want a Democrat and a Republican.
Yeah.
Because we're not a political paper.
Exactly.
We're down the middle.
Exactly.
That's how
You have
we've
to
done
be.
all of our
Sure. Mhm.
101 media. And Bill said, well, listen, Vicki, I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent.
Okay.
But I do write a column every week, and I'll be glad to give it to you if you make a donation to Life's Work. And why don't you call Geraldo and have him do the other side? So I called
Amazing.
Geraldo, so they do point, counterpoint.
Yes, I see it, and it's really well written and really well done. It's
So that's
amazing.
how things evolve. I'm not afraid to ask.
Yes.
So I think that's an important part of life, to never be afraid to ask, because if you don't ask,
Right.
you don't get. That's what happened with Bob Kraft.
Exactly.
I asked him, would you like to make a donation?
I know, and that's how you get your yes. I said there can be 7 no's, but there's always one yes, and so that's a
Well,
good
I
story.
believe that no
Mhm.
is never forever.
Oh, I like that.
So that just because they said no, you don't stop.
Right.
That's when you begin.
That's exactly. Well, I say this. Sometimes no is you may think it's a rejection, but often it's a redirection.
Thank you.
And saying
Yes.
going somewhere else for it. Maybe it wasn't with you, but I'm going to keep asking, like you said, but never forever. Never. Tell me what the NO stands for you.
No is never forever.
Never forever. I love it.
So
I love
my
it.
staff is called me, I have my Vickyisms.
Okay, yes.
So,
That's
no is never forever.
hmm
And I believe that persistence pays.
Yes, yes.
There are things that sometimes we just need a little thought in our heads that keeps reminding us, because I believe repetition gets results.
Yes, it
And I'm a
does.
teacher at heart. I've never lost
That's
being a
it.
teacher.
My mother was a school teacher. She taught every grade that I was in elementary school, and
Wow.
then she went to become a counselor. So she knew all the math I had to study for, so I had to perform well.
How'd you become a doctor?
So I'm a doctor of ministry, actually. So
Oh.
my eldest son is a doctor of medicine, but I was a pastor of a congregation, and then I now mentor women who want to go into ministry all throughout the United States, and so that's how I got my doctor of ministry, actually mentoring. Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I mean, I think, life takes us in a direction. I mean, I thought I was going to be a teacher for the rest of my life.
Exactly.
Who knew I'd be in the media business?
And I started in media, actually. Before I went to seminary, I worked for WJLA TV, Washington, D.C. It was the ABC affiliate. And back then, they hired you over the phone.
Oh,
And they had a summer program, career opportunity program. And then they kept me on. And that was my first introduction to media as a producer.
you see how
Yeah.
life takes us, and what do they call this, full circle?
Full circle.
Came back.
And tonight we have a 40-year relationship. 7 of us who worked at the same station have become friends for all
Oh.
for this whole lifetime. And we meet by Zoom quarterly just to see how it was. One was an anchor, one was a director. We were all like the first Black women in these areas. I was the producer, and so one was the ground crew, and we are still friends to this day.
Isn't that spectacular?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I think that that's why I love to recognize women.
Yes.
Because I believe that there are so many women who have done such a tremendous job balancing all the balls in the air in
Yes.
family, in having, a marriage, and having children, and having a business career.
Yes.
And they do it seamlessly.
Yeah.
And
But you
so
did
that's
it
how my
too.
Power Women began.
Yeah, you
And
did
now
it.
we do Power Women. In fact, we're going to nominate you. We have Dan's Papers Power Women in September.
Okay, well,
do
I
that
have one.
every September.
Zach, can we show the one with me on the little picture with the border? This one was in the Bronx that you did last
Mhm.
year. So do you have that picture, Zach? So that was my Power Women
Oh,
30.
terrific.
Last
Beautiful.
October. So thank you so much. It changed my life, and we're going to actually use that as a template. But we're closing now. We have our last 10 seconds. I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule, which is immense and enormous, for being with us on Live with Sujay. And thank you for taking the time to share with us. We'll see you soon.